Hello everyone, and welcome to this guide on the Zookeeper Quest Explained. This is also known as the Tamer Quest to many. The whole point of this quest is to get an additional bonding slot for your character. All the information for this can be found on the main website, which will direct you to the forums where you can read about everything I'm going to be going over. Basically, you're just trying to get one additional bonding slot each time you do this quest, because your character only starts with one, and if you want to have any kind of tamer set up, you usually need more than one bonding slot. So, let's just get right into where we start off, which is just a little bit south of Moonglow here at the zoo. You're going to need to go there with a bit of gold to buy a tamer scroll from the zookeeper here. Sorry, it's technically called a Zookeeper Quest, but a lot of people call it a Tamer Scroll. Anyways, you open it up, there are 23 animals we need to collect. As you can see, I've already started on this scroll. Also, you can have multiple scrolls on you at the same time. These are also all kind of like blessed or newbie items. They cannot be stolen, and if you die, they stay with you. So right now, I'm just going to show you how to turn in something to a scroll. So all I need on one scroll is an Arctic wolf and a J. Wilson, so I'm turning the wolf in right here, and so now it tells me I have 22 of the 23 required. So once I get that last one on there, this scroll will be complete and I can turn it in. If you're wondering where you get all the different animals from, you can go look on the website. It basically lists what the default mob is that it spawns based off of. And what I mean by that is you have to actually go out and either kill or tame the default mob, and it will then free up the position for a possible rare to spawn. This can sometimes take a very long time. It's very random, so don't get disappointed if you try to kill a whole bunch of things like white wolves that I'm doing here at Dagger Island, and you never end up getting an Arctic wolf. It can take hours sometimes. Luckily I did find one, and that's the one I turned in earlier, so just keep at it and you'll eventually get all of them on your scroll. Once you do have all 23 on there, I'm going to go ahead and turn in this last one here. You will get a message saying you have completed the scroll, and you can now turn in all the hard work of collecting the 23 animals. Once you do have that 23 out of 23 scroll, all you need to do to turn it in is just simply drag the completed scroll onto the zookeeper, and they will give you a new scroll that is a kind of a greenish color, you can see here. And activating this scroll will open the... should have told you, these scrolls can be stolen. If you're not careful, at the turn-in area or while taking the scroll out of the bank, a thief will very quickly steal and make off with all your hard work. Anyways, upon activating the Zookeeper's Mysterious Scroll, the green one, you will have a gate that allows you, and hopefully a large party with you, to go through to the Zookeeper Quest area. That's what you see here. This is kind of like the starting area. There is a bank, a stable, a few small vendors that you can buy and sell stuff from. Now there are some objectives you have to complete to get your bonding slot. As the storyline has it, some tamers got lost out in this jungle so long that they were able to tame some of the most dangerous monsters, and those are the two human tamer bosses you have to fight. There is a third rabbit one, but the two human bosses have a number of mini bosses around them, which are, according to the story, the dangerous tames that they have, and you have to find a way to get rid of all those usually before you kill them, otherwise it's much more difficult. Now I'm not going to do a play-by-play on how to beat these, because learning how to do that on your own is half the fun of doing this. But as you can see, the first boss here you will find just wandering. When attacked, he will summon his 4 mini-bosses. Now the second boss is similar, except the mini-bosses he has are already out when you find him. The third and final boss is a terrifying rabbit that is accompanied by a bunch of smaller rabbits. Even if this fight isn't the most difficult for you, it will definitely be the longest, so be ready for that. Once you have defeated all 3 of these primary bosses, you can go ahead and head back to the starting area and go to what is normally called the Elder Room, where you'll find the Elder. Now take note that the character I have the scroll on was not the primary one I was fighting with. but that doesn't matter because as long as the 3 bosses are killed, whoever activated the scroll, that scroll is getting credit for those kills, and you can go ahead and start adding people to the scroll. You also do not need to be in a party with any of these people. As you can see here, I'm lining up the health bars of all the people who are going to be added to the scroll, so I can just add them all to it. I usually have a list either online or written down somewhere of who all is going to be added to the scroll to get bonding slots, because you can have a total of 11 people receive them, and that includes yourself. Once a person is added to the scroll, the only way to take them off and put someone else on is actually to clear the whole list of names and then add someone or add people separately again. You can see here that I have myself and 10 other members on the scroll. I am now just taking the scroll, dragging it onto the Elder. It gives me a prompt saying, do I wish to proceed? And I say yes, and bonding slots are handed out to the 11 people listed on the scroll. Note again that you do not need to be partied or guilded with any of these people. It's all about just adding them to the scroll. And by default, the character who initiated the scroll and opened the gate, you will always be the first person listed on the scroll, and there's no way around that. And that's also why people always say there's 10 slots, because the 11th is always taken by the scroll carrier. You can of course type profile to check how many bonding slots you have, although it doesn't always update immediately, so stay calm if it doesn't show you have +1 more. And that should be everything you need to know to run your own Zookeeper Quest. Just keep in mind you do need to go to the Zookeeper, get the scroll, fill it with all 23 animals, and of course be careful not to get it stolen. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.